exclusion zone, and then they were killed by falling rocks? You do not have a knack for real estate.
I'm going to lend a hand at the exclusion zone. Tend to the injured as best I can.
That's very good of you. Doc Beardsley needs all the help he can get.
Algorithm dissonance.
Any luck with the Sprat Hunt? Decent quality. You can tell the good doctor I'll be around shortly, armed with needle and thread, calipers, and my finest jar of no, thank you. It's always a be seen.
I'll try not to sneeze on you, but no.
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings. Talk about close quarters.
How do you feel, darling?
Like a Gorvid's got its hands around my lungs and keeps squeezing.
We're going to get your medicine. Don't worry.
Not sure how you can always be so optimistic. Lots of folk waiting. And they've got priority over us. Might not have the time to wait.
How do you feel, darling?
Like a Gorvid's got its
Such a
hands around
tragic
my
loss
lungs
of life.
and keeps squeezing.
On the bright
We're going
side,
to get your
more
medicine.
soup for
Don't
everyone.
worry.
Not sure how you can always be so optimistic.
One never relishes saying we did predict a catastrophe could occur. Nevertheless, since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten history to exclude our teachings.
Can't believe they're all gone.
They ignored the Order's forewarnings and paid the price.
I do recall the Order warning about something like that happening, albeit somewhat indirectly.
I can hardly believe I'm still standing.
Have an intellectually stimulating day.
No lectures, please.
Can't talk. Calculating an inverse complex sine function in my head.
Cause trouble and I will scold you. Chapter and verse.
Yes. Farewell.
All those lives gone. If only I hadn't listened to you. If only we had more data.
Greetings, qualified.
When I asked the seer for medical specialists, a plumber was not what I had. Take this. On behalf. Now, will there be anything else? Thanks to you, our auto mechanic. A little token of my. Now, will there be anything else? From a medical standpoint, the taxidermist. Here. You've earned. Now, will there be anything else? How can I be of service? My supplies.
Grand Architect! First an attack on the monastery and now the lift code's not working? Am I misremembering it? No. Unless... Why? This, I'm sure.
Not to worry, Agent. My patients are holding together.
I'd offer a personalized order prediction, but with my current backlog, your future would have come and gone.
The human body is a miracle of irrigation. Fluids moving in harmony to rival the
Agent! Oh, thank good odds and high probabilities you're back. There's been an incident. A rogue faction has taken over the monastery. My Seer Wiley, is trapped up there with other hostages of the Order. To make matters worse, my access code's not working. Without it, I've no way of calling the lift. Peace talks? Yes, Ruth informed me, but how did you learn of them? No one outside a select circle are supposed to be aware they're happening. That's a serious accusation. Why would I do such a thing? No, I can't discuss this right now. The monastery. You do seem a decent sort. And it would be a relief to leave all this secrecy behind me. The truth is, I held Wiley back. I kept him from advancing for my own selfish gains by spreading lies and false concern over his competence behind his back. But I needed him. I still need him. I'm not the savant he is, never have been. If he'd advanced beyond his current role, my deficiencies would have been made manifest to all. I'm sorry, but we really haven't the time to litigate this issue further. In case I didn't make it clear before, the monastery is currently in jeopardy. Representatives of Auntie's Choice in the Order are meeting to discuss an armistice and possible collaboration. It's an unprecedented opportunity to shorten this war. I know I mentioned it before, but compartmentalization is crucial to the success of most of the Order's operations. I wish I could offer more details than that. If this De Vries is responsible, then I agree with your objective. But don't forget the innocents caught in the middle. They need your help too. But I'm afraid I won't be accompanying you. I can't be sure my presence wouldn't alter the outcome of your efforts in prodigious and unforeseen ways. Once you reach the monastery, make your way to the observatory. If the conspirators are seeking the coordinates of the talks, go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you. That's certainly a relief. Let's hope we live long enough to enjoy the fruits of your diplomatic labor.
I assure you these traitors haven't factored us into their equations. Ready to be the hole in their math?
I am 100% certain that its tensile strength is marginally greater than our combined weight. Probably.
Wait, look! Someone just came up via the lift! It must be unlocked! Watch out for Wiley. He's accounted for everything. He'll know you're coming. Watch out for Wiley.
We'd love to help.
He's accounted for everything.
But not as much as we prefer to.
He'll know you're coming.
Plan guide you.
Seer Wiley said I wasn't on his list and let me go. He must have predicted I wouldn't fight back. I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something? I don't understand. Where's the abbot? Why isn't he doing something?
Avoid it all. I told him he wasn't going to make it. Is this why Wiley's ilk spared him? Because the seer... Hey, body's not even cold yet. Show a little respect. Roger always said he wanted his body Can any of this really be in service to the universal salvation? Like the seer's claim?
Setting into motion.
That's all bluster. We're an unpredicted variable in his equations, and he knows it.
In your minds, let it strengthen your resolve, and do not hesitate. The time for ideation is concluded. Now is the time for execution. Those outside the order, and some simpletons within it, claim that all things happen for a reason. But the wise among us know that nothing occurs without a catalyst. Today, we are that catalyst, setting into motion the future most aligned with the plan. Hold that belief in your minds. Let it strengthen your resolve, and do not hesitate. The time for ideation is concluded. Those outside the order, and some simpletons, claim that all things happen for a reason. But the wise among us know that nothing is without a catalyst. Today, we are that catalyst. Setting into motion.
Nice of Seer Wiley to leave us this nightlight. Rejuvenation device.
That device is the deciding factor in whether you live or die in the near future. Unless you can expedite hemostasis and proliferate new tissue on your own within a fraction of a second.
No. But I have been told my pain tolerance exceeds normal threshold.
Darn, another one. Damn it. I knew there'd be a high probability
Unfriendly
of fighting,
company.
but I
They're
didn't
mine.
think.
Hey, none of that. Remember what Wiley told us.
Document every corpse you find so we have an accurate head count later?
Well, yes, that. But also not everyone will share our vision of the plan. We gave them the option to join us. It's not our fault they chose wrong.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance.
Those junction boxes look familiar. The N-ray scanner should show how they're wired. Whoever wired this place should be shot. By me, then forced to rewire it in a more straightforward fashion.
Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance. Dwelling on the quotient of the moment is to risk missing the product of the next.
Time for a quick dip.
Integral precision isn't. After all, garbage value input produces garbage value output. Do not trust anyone who doesn't show their work. Timeless advice from the charismatic mathematician.
wasn't intentional.
Investigating hostile intentions.
Aborting search. Yes. Could be. Enough shilly-shallying.
Architect's perspiring brow, if you try to cite the fourth pillar to me one more time. Scientific advancement should not come at the cost of the grace and dignity of innocent lives. That is all I am saying. Conflicts are not the inevitability you are making them out to be, Anya, but rather the result of a populace failing to adhere to scientism's stoic imperative.
Oh, and I suppose we're going to pretend the second pillar doesn't exist? I must have just imagined reading Alfred Long's 75 Thesis on determinism then.
Anchorites, be warned. Any conversation with these two may prove pedantic.
You're in luck. I just finished my third reread of it. Chapter 47 is a real treat. When we're finished speaking, I'll put it in the collection drawer, but do take care with it, especially around the bath. We lose more good books that way. The anchor hold is proofed against sound to allow us to conduct our work in quietude. Hence the speaker unit you're using now.
Our lives are predestined, ipso facto.
Actually, an outside opinion might be useful at this juncture. Our current topic is whether war is ever justified. For the sake of time, please keep...
You would if it was your colony being invaded. Neutrality only ever supports the...
We're going in circles again. If only we had access to the materials we requested, perhaps...
Lack of a door.
You're currently standing outside of an anchor hold. As anchorites of the Order, it is our duty to postulate on the universe's perplexities for the benefit of observers. In this way, we advance the plan. We observe periods of rest like all living creatures, but otherwise...
We have privacy curtains. It's less trouble than you're making. Who's to say we haven't tried?
My colleague is joking. The answer to your question is simple. All anchorites undergo extensive testing before being admitted to such a...
Then it's a good thing you're standing on that side of the window, isn't it? I need the book Only Real Numbers, The Casualties of Appeasement by Exemplar Kwong. Second edition, not the first.
And I require Archivist Mahler's dissertation on de-escalation theory. I'd also caution against borrowing additional titles. The scribes are absolute fusspots when their work goes missing. I'm sure I have no notion of what you're referring to.
Augustine? Sure. She's got a mind for provocative hypothetical.
I will add it has been some time since we last saw her. Not since before the schism, in fact. Why do you ask?
Evidently, she was good at her job. Augustine was obsessed with the rift. She wanted to know. We explained that the rift is an aberration of the plan's natural order, corrupting time and space and creating uncertainty. Consequently, all efforts should be made to close it.
Apologies, but gossip doesn't fall under our purview. We've secluded ourselves here to avoid such distractions, so I would thank you to exclude us from any remote drama. Much appreciated.
violent.
We'll be too late.
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Step aside, swine.
Look, I know this ain't gonna get to the abbot, but I have complaints that need registering anyhow. This monastery's too big for the staff we've got, and it sure seems like the scienticians and theorists here ain't fixated on keeping neat. I might just be a novice, but at 73 years of age, I have enough self-respect that I shouldn't be picking up another body's lavation towels. Still, ain't as bad as it was in Auntie's choice.
Ratcheting up my
The
aggression.
unknown variable! Just asking folks to remember that there's more importance out here than just your numbers.
Bat and stand.
Near as interesting as the taxidermied cross-sections displaying their internal organs I made when I was a child.
I'll handle this.
Eliminate the targets!
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Swine.
Isn't this fancy? Guessing these are the abbot's quarters. I see the good abbot's intent on distracting himself from the misery of existence with worldly goods. Never works.
She would make peace with the primitive minds of Auntie's choice. This must be prevented, whatever the cost, or humanity's ascendance will be forestalled by centuries, if not millennia. The blood spilled today is merely ink stamped onto a test of order aptitude. And whom do we blame when a student fails? The stalwart agent arrives. I need more time to finish my work, so I've prepared a choice for you. The hostages in the card press before you will die unless you intervene. If you go through the door on the right, you'll find the means to save them by solving a simple puzzle. Leave through the other door, however, and they will die, screaming in abject terror. But how could you call yourself an Earth Directorate agent if you allowed that to transpire?
As if we'd fall for their stalling tactics just to watch these poor fools die slowly and horribly, mangled like punch cards. What were we talking about again? Definitely not. We should be
like the cut of your jib.
Raise high probability. Finding traffic. He lets the lobby go. He give us the chance to surrender. He's lost his wits. Kept going on about his puzzle in the research wing upstairs. That must be where he hid the key to stop the press.
Let me guess. That safe won't open until we solve this puzzle. Seems like stacking the deck for a predictable behavior analysis.
So-called puzzle they expect us to waste our time on. Looks like it was constructed by a child.
Immobilize. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Let's weapon prime!
Torpificator is
Not
charged.
possible. No target to gun.
Adversary vulnerable. Alive.
Locking them down. Mitigating the threat.
Either restore my life or avenge my target analyzed. Lay down.
Fractional effort.
Reviving me is strategically optimal.
Thank you.
Need to finish recharging first. Did not refuse medical support.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Way to get the ball rolling. Hostilities are afoot. I have a fix on their weaknesses. Recharge the mayhem! Those eyes open. laborious exercise is obviously intended to consume precious time.
Didn't I tell you our friend would be back? Hurry! Disable the card press machine!
I still say it would have saved time for us to just kill the hostages ourselves.
Thank you, stranger. We should be okay here for now. Go pay Wiley his just dividends for all of us. What did I tell you? All according to yeah. Wiley's plan. Sugar.
Would appreciate that, I think. Can any of this really be in service to the universal equation? Seriously?
Mobilizing. Stun weapon ready, Commander.
Aggressor at hand. Taking the fight out of them. Torpification in progress. I will restore my life or avenge my death. In case you haven't noticed, I am expiring down here.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Suture me up. Would improve your... Recharge incomplete. Batten scan. Medic, please. I'm down in case you haven't noticed. Standing by to stupefy.
Enough! Torpification in progress.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Unready. Combatant scan. Target analyzed. Torpificator at ready status. Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Investigating hostile intention. Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Just died. Why? This might sting.
I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Taking the fight out of them. They're benumbed.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
Sorry, I've no target.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Go for torpification. Combatant scanned. I'll handle this.
Check your scopes for...
Adversary vulnerabilities. Mitigating the threat.
Come on. Who needs to die?
acquired the scholarship we asked for. Wonderful. Please deposit the titles in that drawer there. Excellent timing. We're nearly finished reviewing the materials you brought us. Oh, well now, this is unexpected. The arguments in this text seem to have highlighted a teleological flaw I fear my own argument shares.
You too, huh?
Under certain conditions, de-escalation becomes impossible, leading to negative outcomes, including outright annihilation. An annihilated entity cannot advance the plan.
But maybe annihilation itself serves a purpose we're simply unaware of. You were right before. Participating in a war only produces an entropic feedback loop.
I see someone has been reading On the Origin of Sprats. It has that effect on people.
Mental carceration and the potential unreality of conscious experience adds an interesting dimension to the argument. It's certainly worth exploring.
Perhaps later. For now, I feel we should reward our guest with their choice of reward, given the idiosyncratic nature of his conclusion. Armor or weapon? Very well. We appreciate your time.
Oh, look! A room dedicated to the insignificance of human existence inside a temple dedicated to mathematically proving its pointlessness.
Commander, don't tease me!
Yeah.
I cannot believe Clemens fell for whatever half-baked argument you managed to cobble together. That imbecile. And Svoboda. I thought her more capable. You may have bested my peers, but they were never my equal anyway. And neither are you. You took so long, I was beginning to think my little puzzle actually stumped you. Oh, I think my average walking speed will suffice once I've finished dispatching you. You seem confused. Allow me to delineate on the totality of your failure. Saving the hostages delayed you just long enough for me to complete my work. I was able to transmit not only the coordinates for the peace talks, but also the station security protocols, giving Augustine control over its automechanicals. She has everything. That's preposterous. In a transparent attempt at sowing discord between us, I haven't the time nor desire to enumerate the fate. The Order has been dislocated from its ideals, becoming the opposite of all they espouse. DeVries and I...
All I hear is empty bluster from an amateur schemer whose own... This slapdash takeover of yours is graceless and rushed and reeks of ineptitude.
And who are you, exactly?
Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor, Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
The endpoint. No. The improbability of you interrupting my plans at this singular moment beggars belief.
Our aims are so similar, I'd almost consider joining you. Had you not proven yourself such bumbling fools, dragging me into your mess. Consider how much uncertainty has been introduced into your equations. Can you have any confidence in your predictions at this point?
What in the architect's computational summary are you on about? That hopeless, ineffectual, over-reliant waste of workspace? He wouldn't dare. But I am beyond reproach. My talent without peer. What has Joseph ever done for the Order except occupy my valuable time with useless queries? No, this is some kind of deception. It has to be. I could not have missed such obvious machinations. My math is correct. My math is always correct. How could I have failed to recognize such gaps in my predictions? I checked and triple-checked. What could I have done? Where did I err? Enough! Please. Your point has been sufficiently made, and I truly lack the capacity to debate you further. I've already sent Augustine everything she needs. But all our communications are on this terminal. It is yours to peruse. Though I cannot say whether the information will be useful. Obviously, my analytical acumen is not what I'd assumed. All I know is that I was never meant to stop you. Now I must send word to my allies here at the monastery to stand down and notify them of my resignation from the Order. Effective immediately. Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer, now or ever. Fool I was, to believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme. Leave me be. I have no more predictions to offer, now or ever.
Did you need something? May the
I have grown worried. I have not received word from Archivist Clemens in some time, and I imagine you would have relayed any pertinent information by now. I fear this bodes ill. Without him, our only option is a direct assault. A risky proposition, to be sure. The last thing any of us want is for our plan to spiral out of control. And so it falls on you to seize back that control. Use the methods we discussed to take command of the monastery. When it is done, I will send further instruction. You have my trust. See that it is not misplaced. I'm much obliged for your tireless work. With this knowledge of Greater Tranquility Substation and its security codes, our plans for the peace talks can finally be spurred into motion. However, without Archivist Clemens and his explosives at our disposal, we've no choice but to proceed with our contingency plan. A direct assault. Though the codes will allow me control of the automechs on the station, we'd best accept now that more lives may be lost than previously assumed. Yet we must act unflinchingly. To fail now would mean the end of everything.
We off to the peace talks then? We'll need your ship unless you intend to walk. To space.
Agent, over here. It seems the situation here has been resolved, but I don't see Seer Wiley. Were you able to secure his safety? I won't trouble you to provide more details then. Without your intervention, I fear this could have been You are welcome to collect the experimental weapon inside the observatory. The Oracle. May all your... I will not stand in the way of your pursuit of the malicious actors responsible for engineering this takeover. Go, the orders.
I don't know what you're complaining about. We emerged totally unscathed.
I'd estimate I'm 43.11% scathed.
Then increment your bravery index. Goodness, you novices.
go with the plan.
The fool I was. Yeah. The fool I was. To believe I mattered in the plan's grand scheme.
Are you going to be a problem?
Operating on
Because...
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar. We saw...
Go on. You take care now. You hear?
You'll never forget your first higher order.
Welcome. Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
Oh, I hate him.
Don't make me call Mapother and Mudge over. They don't like no fighting for free.
Greetings. I heard tell that you aided Spider in his little recon between the two of us. I sent him out there to get him to cease jabbering about his glory days. Idle.
getting go-getter. I'm offering deals, so...
Back again, consumer? I didn't realize...
I'm glad you're back. Getting the first shot of Doc, lovely. Fantastic. This will set us up for a long while. Still,
Here!
Target analyzed. Lay down fire.
I'll handle this.
Let's flip it time!
Welcome back. With your help, love, it's a start. Welcome back. With, well...
And so here you are again, like a month. Then why buy?
Proceeding to attack. Stun weapon ready, Commander. Check your scopes for combatant analysis. Can't attack what's not there. Positive. No target you got. Mitigating the threat. Duplication in progress.
I'm alive. Who needs to die?
Resorting to violence. Alas, it's not charged.
Attention, freelancer, you are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly recommend you return.
A freelancer? I didn't know we hired any, but I'm glad to have you, especially after that last attack.
Commander, we should put our heads together while we have time.
The information collected on the peace talks has been verified, Commander. As time is a factor, this unit suggests heading to Greater Tranquility Station as soon as you are able.
You have a plan, Commander? If not, may I suggest unrestrained carnage tends to grab people's attention.
If DeVries succeeds in killing these delegates, it'll be a hell of a lot more than a PR nightmare to worry about. It'll be war.
More like toy soldiers, I'd wager. Might be good for a distraction.
Records indicate Greater Tranquility is a derelict station. Consequently, the ideal route to reach the main chamber for the peace talks will be through its underbelly. Be advised. In the absence of Victor and his explosives, Agent DeVries and her team will be committed to a frontal assault. Due to delays incurred while saving the Order hostages, DeVries also has the codes to control the station's security automechanicals, and will assuredly deploy them against you, Commander.
It's a comm station built by the Order in the early days of the colony. As Val said, auto-mechanical security measures are a given, and DeVries will surely level them against us. I'd also expect some level of hazardous disrepair, though the unpredictable nature of DeVries and her defectors concerns me more than anything.
Additionally, per the Earth Directorate Manual, when lacking equivalent combat forces, determination and vast amounts of ammunition may make up the difference.
You know where I stand. This war's taken too many good folk from us. I'll be damned if I let DeVries add to that number.
I'm coming with you. Who better to make DeVries pay for Horizon Point than a pair of her own phantoms? Good. Would have been a shame if DeVries was the reason for us falling out too.
Confirming coordinates for Greater Tranquility Station. Confirmed. Use the astrogator when you are ready to navigate to the station, Commander.
That damn Wiley put us in an impossible situation. I'm glad those hostages can go back to their families, but I fear we played right into DeVries' hands. With that data, she could wreak more havoc than we anticipated. Look, I know the choice is yours on how you want to approach this, but it's my folk in the crosshairs. If something happens to our delegate, I don't know how I'd live with myself. If there's space by your side, I hope you'll call on me. That's all I ask. If we fail to stop DeVries, This will have dire consequences for the war and everything else. So let's not fail, huh?
No offense to Val, but it's real nice having someone watching my back who ain't in constant need of recalibration. Anyway, need something, Commander? Oh yeah? What's needling you?
Oh, how may this unit assist?
What are we standing around jawing for? There's mayhem and murdering to be done.
Who exactly? Miles? He's fun to torment. I mean, I find her amusing. And best not to torment her, or... Of course I do. I wish I'd known about her department when I was growing up. Not only does she possess more heart than your standard corporatist flunk, she's fortunate she ran into you. Otherwise, I've no question she'd have died from her ground.
Such as?
The hostages went home safe. May all...
Careful now. Oh, you sure haven't lost any of your boundless energy. No time to goggle the rift, Commander. We've got to get to DeVries. Doesn't take an engineer to hazard a guess whose ship that is. DeVries is here, Commander. I'm sure. This must be the satellite that sent an emergency ping across the system. What led me to you, Commander? But why is DeVries hanging on to it?
Looks like Earth Directorate handiwork. Not familiar with the model.
On behalf of everyone in Auntie's family, I want to thank our hosts for securing this wonderfully austere venue to begin our negotiations for peace. With tensions being patched in Golden Ridge, I am certain we can both profit from a merger. But surely the good Vicar Laureate and his fellow shareholders have some thoughts?
Madam Vice President, I and my fellow counselors remind you that this is no merger, but an alliance. By ending the war, we may focus on the true threat to our society, the rifts.
Yeah.
Suggest we find another way.
Be still, Cadre. But don't let this interloper out of your sight. It's you, is it not? The one Agent DeVries warned me to expect? Well, see here. If you intend to stop me, you're far too late. I certainly don't wish it. Yet my health is of far less import than ensuring our mission success. I've already cleared the way for my associates into the station.
We need answers, now. How we extract those answers, I'll leave up to you, Commander. Personally, I'd start with the knees.
You'll do no such thing. My willpower is stout, my loyalty unshakable. And even if by some low chance you could extract my knowledge, you'll never truly understand. If our deaths buy Agent DeVries and our comrades the time they need, so be it. That matters not. He lost his grit and turned traitor. But I am steadfast in my resolve. You hear me? Steadfast. Don't toy with me, fiend! I'll not have it. But it doesn't matter what you do. The rest of our team is pushing forward. Agent DeVries is right. The only way to save us from destruction is to save the Order from itself. But why would you leave me be? This situation is markedly different. Those at the monastery were not standing in your path. How can you say that without knowing me, and mean it? Your resolve is unmistakable, and it's quickly becoming all too clear I've no option left but to trust you. Fine then, I surrender. See this screen? Agent DeVries' orders for each of her strike teams are here for the taking. One team is in the next chamber, in fact. They're using the Seer's codes to gain control of the automechs and secure the station. All while Agent DeVries makes for the forum chamber to eliminate the delegates. You'll also need this. Her guards have commandeered some frightful reinforcements, and you'd do well to find the control hub to disable them before you're spotted. That's my end of the agreement upheld. If you truly intend to stop her, best be on your way now. May the numbers guide you.
If only all our foes yielded so easily. Let's review the data, shall we? Let's concentrate on finding DeVries. Talk later.
We need to find us a fuse to get this old thing operational again.
He's not my sovereign.
Yes, right. Well, landing a strike at... Instinct will be something like wrangling a galloping redworm.
I am unfamiliar, but I presume that to mean it will be without exertion. If so, then you are perhaps even more ignorant of Arcadia than I covered. The Sovereign, guide him, is as ineffective as you suggested, but his advisor, the Consul, is not. These executions, these impulsive attacks, are solely his influence.
Solely? Your previous sovereign was rather draconian himself, if your own history books are to be believed. Do not act like the current rot emerged from nowhere.
I could say the same for you and your reputation for crosses over people. But instead, I suggest we pivot our discussion back to the real matter at hand.
Looks like those mechs are on their side. Shame. Could have been useful.
What in the where now?
If I could, but alas, not. Looks like those mechs are on their side. Shame. Could have been useful.
Ready to wait. On your command.
Target analyzed.
Overhead? Up too, but I'm not ready. I'm the one you need to worry about.
Go for tautology. No target, no attack. Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Thank you, dear.
after some quick mental calculations, I do see merit in your last declaration. It was astonishingly logical, in fact.
How charming that I've surprised an esteemed man such as yourself. In turn, I wish to thank you for toning down your bloviating. I feared we'd still be here next fiscal quarter.
Yes, you must be quite busy between product launches and counting bits. But I will be here as long as it takes to ensure the order isn't taken advantage of by duplicitous actors.
Mobilizing.
Mitigating the threat. Purification in progress.
Mobility interrupted. Ain't returned!
I'd like to discuss your efforts on Paradise Island. We may have no physical presence there, but we are ever watchful. Our observations suggest that have been delicate.
Yes, but things have taken somewhat of a turn. After the Protectorate destroyed their own relay out of madness, we have seen little resistance to our residents.
Well, we welcome the news of your advances. However, it is worrisome that it took the assistance of a freelancer for you to finally secure your hold. Worrisome indeed.
Once more to Golden Ridge. I am grateful we could come to an accord after that unfortunate attack on Outpost Opportunity, but many questions remain.
Of course. Allow me to offer this bit of data, then. The true culprit of the attack was a proctor named Svoboda. My brave colleagues found her out and promptly executed her.
Ah, so the Order is capable of decisive action. I had doubts after hearing about your monastery. Even though the hostages yet live, this crime happened under your purview.
I would remind you that these innocents survived because of our quick and accurate analysis of the situation. I do not appreciate insinuations that we allow chaos to run rampant on our watch. Chances are high that any erratic variable is a result of your people meddling in our affairs.
Ridiculous. Next you'll be claiming we're to blame for all of your past failures. Why, the mere prediction of our arrival here you a tizzy. Isn't that right?
Bet if I go unseen.
According to my analysis, neither of our parties has enough goodwill with the other to proceed directly to an alliance. A swift end to the war is highly improbable.
You had to run a quaint predictive model to come to that conclusion? Did your numbers give any insight into making this move? My while?
You are back, presumably.
Good spot for what I used to call opportunistic field resupply and intelligence acquisition, or a quick ransacking.
By my estimation, if we formed an alliance, say, within the next month, we would see returns within days. The market, the colony, would soon be out of protectorate hands.
By your estimation, do explain, how did you arrive at this estimation? What model did you utilize? Which metrics?
You see, I'm renowned for my ability to read a room, as we call it in my business, where common sense meets observational data, you might say.
Proceeding to attack. I'll handle this.
I'm starting to get an eerie feeling, like someone's got their lamps on us.
Ratcheting up my aggression.
Don't go no further, infidel. This next shot will miss.
Give the order, and I'll take care of it, Commander.
Vital critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander.
Doing down there.
Combatant scan. Hostile intentions. Standing by to stupefy.
Have you given up? Doing down.
You've suffered extensive damage, Commander.
Scampering around like a little sprat.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
I can hear you scampering around like a little sprat.
We're so close. One elevator ride away from having to freeze in our crosshairs. Finally.
We came here in good faith to offer a merger and an alliance, and yet our parties will still be at each other's throats by the end of this. Is this really what you want?
It'd be foolish to even consider an alliance when you so clearly wish to bend Arcadia to Auntie's will.
Should the fighting intensify, and it shall, it will be due to your pride. Presiding Bishop Ruth Bassar already possesses the foresight necessary to lead a colony and better its people. Until you acknowledge this, I fear we will never reach an accord.
Foresight pales in comparison to action. From the Protectorate, you recall? This was a decisive victory over a strategic location which promises high returns.
So you think your people should rule? Shall I remind you that you failed to gain ground or even...
Law, there they are. Right out in the open. Best speed this up. We can't have got Law before DeVries goes through with her plan.
We actively collect data to understand how to serve our people, after all. Look no further than the abbot. Welcomed refugees to matriarch's mercy.
Yet he struggled to feed and house them properly. The poor man was clearly overwhelmed if he couldn't see his right hand was actively undermining him, even with his data.
Meanwhile, Auntie's choice has done little to alleviate the refugee crisis it helped create. Indeed, my projections may be accurate. You are more interested in what you can steal.
Dear Vicar, you are not yourself. Perhaps Auntie and your bishop should continue these talks. We'd be happy hosts. We do enjoy dazzling guests with a tour of our stolen artifacts.
You have a nasty habit of arriving at the wrong time, Commander.
It's over, Augustine. Nowhere left to run. No more lies you can peddle or people you can burn. Your rewards come due.
Ibarra, I was unaware of your survival until recently. Believe it or not, I was happy you survived. But to see you still seeking solace in the Commander's shadow is disappointing. You could have done anything with your life. Shrugged off the bad memories. But now you're both here to meddle. Law knows why. Yes, your pedestrian little threat. If you think I was shaken to receive it, you're sorely mistaken. I've no interest in continuing this little reunion. What happened in Horizon Point, well, I had no choice but to do as I did. And I'm prepared to do the same again. These delegates you came to save, I'm killing them both, and any hope for peace will die along with them. This is the only way if we hope to close the rifts before it's too late. Well, it certainly didn't take long for your insolence to rear its ugly head. Taking one life or two, or losing my own, matters not, so long as I complete my mission. The one I started, but the Order saw fit to abandon. You don't know the half of it. Everything. The Order is on the verge of learning how to control the rifts. They just need the right data, and a prototype modulator that's hidden away in a Protectorate lab on Praetor. But like the Protectorate before them, Auntie's choice must never have access to that technology. No. The Order's seers approached me after I arrived in Arcadia, and proved to me that I needed to act, to stop the Protectorate's rift research from annihilating our galaxy. You were an unwelcome variable. Prior knowledge could have changed your actions, and the Seers had predicted that you and your team would perish in the process regardless. I tried to put it out of mind when you and I first spoke. I had to focus. But all I could think of was the cost I was being asked to pay to ensure the mission's success, and I forced myself to complete it. I trusted that with Horizon Point's destruction, humanity might be saved, but it wasn't. It was only the start. I must finish what I started. That's not what happened.
Your presence disrupted their equation, and the mission could not risk failure. And I didn't kill any of you. I simply did not interfere.
Sure you ain't kin to Auntie Cleo? Because you sure as hell know how to pass the buck.
Whatever you think of me, it wasn't so simple to sit back and listen as they met their ends. Every instinct I had was yearning to act, but I could not. I know the distinction matters not to you, but it does to me. And what happened there forced me to search for a way to stop the rifts. To stop the thoughts that plagued me. You recall what I said of the rift modulator, of the data? It's the only way to control the rifts, and only the Order can be trusted with this power. You know who these corporatists are, how they deal with their competitors. Imagine now how a war spurred by greed might be won, when fought with rifts instead of guns. You see? The Order must not sacrifice their principles for a childish attempt at peace. If they don't complete the mission they started, everything I have done will have counted for nothing.
Enough! Just enough, Augustine. I can't listen to any more of these excuses. I've got all the answers I needed, Commander. She's gone over the threshold and ain't no bringing her back. Best we make this quick, before she can hurt anyone else.
You think you have it in you to pull the trigger, Ibarra?
Had 10 years to practice. Give the order, Commander. How many times do you need a snake to bite you to realize its nature? She's shown us who she is, Commander. She's showing us again right now. You're wrestling fire here. You know that, right?
It doesn't matter. Nothing you can say to me will change the issue at hand. If I'm to give the Order the means to close the rifts, the peace talks must end. 2 dead delegates? That's a fair price to pay. We've paid worse. No, I want the Order to not take the coward's way out. They broke from the Protectorate for a reason. The Order could lead humanity into a new age of discovery, shield us all from ruination. But they've become so focused on winning a void-forsaken war that they've lost sight of it. So I'm here to remove that temptation from play and set them back on the path to worthiness. I don't see anyone else taking action. They're so caught up in bureaucracy, quarreling over doctrine. If it wasn't so, perhaps that rift would have already been dealt with. I looked up at it every day and saw the threat it posed, remembering what I'd done. The cost.
You're really gonna stand there lecturing us about costs when it was our blood you spent?
There is always a cost in surviving where others did not. You should know that better than anyone. Yet after Horizon Point was lost and that rift tore open the sky, no one in the Order had any urgency to fix it. And now corporatists are here, ready to take advantage. I can't take it. Is that so? Please then. Enlighten me on how you might save the Order from itself. I'm trying to engage in productive dialogue with you, and you want to be clever? Even if there were another way to help the Order, there's no undoing the past, not for me. I don't belong here. And the Earth Directorate's nothing more than a memory. This mission is all I have. So if you won't leave me to carry out my plans, Commander, then all that's left is your bullet. Savannah. I was never a good friend to her, even when she was all I had. Sometimes I thought her a fool for putting such faith in me. But if she still does, maybe. No, it doesn't matter. You've made it clear you despise me for what I've done to you, to your crew. Now you wish to convince me that you want me to live? Do you actually? I want nothing more than that, but I just didn't understand there was another path I could take. Not until this moment. I see now that my judgment has been compromised. So we will do this your way. No harm will come to the delegates, and I will stand down. But there's more you should know. I've recovered a cartridge from the Earth Directorate satellite I brought down. It's here, with me, and it contains the rift data gathered from every system they monitor. If you process this data, you can use it to improve the prototype rift modulator on Praetor. Once that's finished, the rifts can finally be closed. Everyone will be saved. Because, whether you believe it or not, you are the picture of an Earth Directorate agent. Competent, resourceful, tenacious. Stop speaking, Commander, before I take back what I just said. I need to believe that you're actually what you appear to be. As for me, I've reached the limit of what I can do here. But you can still save us. And that cartridge will at least give you a head start. There's also a high-priority message from the Chief of Ops on there. I was unable to decrypt it, but you certainly have the means to do so on your ship. It may be 3 years old, but hopefully the information it contains is still relevant. Here, it's yours. May the numbers guide you, Commander. Wait, what in the void is that?
Catastrophic. This seems... well, we should rock.
Follow me, quick!
This is an urgent message for all Earth Directorate agents. The spatial rift situation has deteriorated significantly. The rifts threatening a majority of our colonies and our Earth Directorate bases, including this one, have entered their final stages. If you see a rift that looks like this, you are in grave danger. You have at most a matter of months before everything in your local system is destroyed. The seriousness of this situation cannot be overstated. Therefore, Directive Alpha Omega is hereby invoked. You are fully authorized to do everything in your power to find a way to close the rifts. Along with this message, the entirety of our rift data has been sent to your local surveillance satellite. Analyze this data. Law willing, you will find a way to unlock any secrets it has resisted yielding to us. The fate of humanity now depends on you.
Acknowledging receipt of emergency mission parameters update, including activation of Directive Alpha Omega. Commander is now released from any and all agent guidelines. The full parameters are as follows. The agent has full authority to handle the mission in any manner they see fit. No exceptions. The extreme nature of stated emergencies supersedes any other considerations. I have also detected competing priorities in the new mission objectives. The surveillance data from the satellite confirms DeVries's assertion of a prototype modulator on Praetor that may be used to manipulate rifts. Acquisition is required to be able to bypass any new or existing miniature ground-level rift anomalies you may encounter. You are also tasked with finding a way to process the Earth Directorate rift data. The archive computer on Cloister would be best suited to this purpose. Agents are permitted to cooperate with local governments, and both Auntie's Choice and the Order have previously controlled the archive and may be open to work coincidentally. Both delegates also escaped the station. It seems they feel they owe you their lives and have asked to meet with you at their respective headquarters. The Order of the Ascendant are concerned with the elevation of humanity. While lacking experience in governance, Auntie's Choice has the firepower to more easily succeed in battle and greater experience in management. They would likely be receptive to a free agent such as yourself. Whoever you assist will be better positioned to take control of the archive, and by extension, the entire colony. Careful consideration is warranted. There is also one other, less likely option: persuading the two factions to work together. The delegates you helped save may be able to help facilitate this. Returning to mission objectives. Do you have a preference for which to pursue first, Commander? Acknowledged. Due to the rift's expansion, both Cloister and Praetor show a high preponderance of miniature. It is worth noting that the Order of the Ascendant is headquartered on Cloister. You have also received a message from Auntie's Choice. This unit can relay its contents now, should you wish. The message has also been sent to your private terminal. Greetings, morally gray potential contractor. You've been pre-selected for membership in Auntie's Choice Esteemed and Valuable Disposable Agent Program. Report on board the ACS Undisputed Claim for details on this exciting opportunity. Signed, Auntie Cleo. It appears you now have permission to visit Auntie's Choice headquarters aboard its flagship, Commander. You may use the astrogator to navigate there at any time.
What happened back there? We had her cornered, bullets chambered, justice within reach, and you just let her go? What am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to trust you the next time a tough choice has to be made? Then why'd you do it? That sort of thinking never would have slowed DeVries on the draw. Of course you do, because law forbid you show remorse. I'm gonna need time to muddle through all this, so let's just end things there, for now.
Saving the delegates from DeVries took considerable effort, dear. You don't know that. They might still have a role to play if we're to close the rifts. Inquire away. I may even respond. Presiding Bishop Orlo, yes, Ruth Bazaar's predecessor. And better. Now there was a scientician, a true adherent to order principles, ran an efficient operation to boot. For a while, I'd hoped all this recent brouhaha, the schism, invasion, the rifts, was part of some long-foreseen predictive plan on her part, something oblique only at the moment. The more time passes, the less I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I'm missing a few key variables, or maybe she's a bit mathematically challenged. Are you asking me to reveal details of high-level covert operations? For the former head of the Order? To you, an agent for another party? I doubt you're willing to offer me a thorough accounting of your past assignments. And I bet the Earth Directorate had you on all sorts of clandestine initiatives. I'm not saying never, but we only just met, dear. Trust takes time. Because all the good mathematical terms were already taken by my predecessors? Because nothing gets past me, someone once thought, perhaps. I'm sure I don't know, dear. Whoever came up with that particular sobriquet is surely long since dead and buried. Hopefully by my hand. I try to kill only when necessary. Granted, our missions mean that occurs fairly often. I assume that's in line with your thinking, too. Yes? Yes, this verbal resolution thing is, well, quite novel. I'm amazed how often it actually works. Keep expecting half these hullheads to argue themselves into an early grave. May all our...
There's anything worse than my former fellow protectorate subjects, it's corporate toadies.
Need some alone time for now.
Never thought you'd manage to save DeVries along with the delegates. They could be good allies when we look for help closing the rifts. Assuming DeVries sticks to her change of heart. There's one thing I can't shake, though. That rift exploded at just the right time, right in the middle of the peace talks. Wouldn't happen to be the universe trying to tell us something, would it? Don't suppose it could have been more subtle in its approach, huh? By the way, what DeVries said about Auntie and the Rift Tech, don't take it to heart, huh? Auntie ain't an idiot. Much as she loves business, reckon she loves self-preservation even more. I'd agree with you, but I reckon we don't have the time to seek out certainty. Still, Think we ought to pay the undisputed claim a visit, see if we can court Auntie's aid. Your boss was clear. Whether we gain that help from Auntie or not, I won't lose sight of that. Our galaxy's survival is of far more consequence than our loyalties. Anyway, appreciate you hearing me out.